Let's do prompting in this video. We'll start with a quick intro of Copilot and we'll help you to understand how to prompt it correctly. There's a lot of tips and tricks here. After that, it's really all about you getting to work. We'll do some hands-on exercise over the few minutes and we'll go through some of these different scenarios, how you can use your Copilot in a right way. And there's also very important prerequisite here. Whoever is watching this video, they must have a Copilot licenses enabled in their account tenant. If you don't have it, probably go and check with your leaders or ask IT admins to give you one license. That would be useful for every other application in Microsoft 365. Wondering what to grab for dinner? Let's try Copilot today. Look for your restaurants based on your zip code. Look for a step-by-step recipe if you want to cook, and probably a good use case for you to try tonight. Let's talk prompting. Each and applications has a different ways to prompt your Copilot, starting from Microsoft Teams, where you can use it for your recapping a meeting, right? When you are reading some emails, you ask Copilot, summarize the email and ask actions that is helpful for you from the email. Maybe you're drafting an important email to your leadership and you wanted to use a good English and a good vocabulary with a good sense of humor. You can try asking those keywords back to Copilot. Let the Copilot begin his own magic, right? Summarizing a document, tell me about a project or topic. You can go and use Copilot to prompt certain keywords. Like you see on the screen, tell me what is new about the topic X, organized by emails, chat, and files. Similarly, if you go to some other applications like Word, Excel, PowerPoint, you will come to know in the next few minutes how we can use these smart prompt and what is important in the prompt also we will look at. A well-designed prompt can elicit accurate and relevant results from the system, while a poorly designed prompt can lead to errors, confusions, or irrelevant output. How do you know that you are prompting it correctly while you're asking any information to your Copilot? They're going to be a goal, they're going to be context, and a source and expectation. What you see here on the screen: generate 3 to 5 bullet points to prepare me for a meeting with the client X to discuss their project's phase 3. And this is really good how you can see some color combination. The blue are the one where you're setting the goal, like the 3 to 5 bullet point. Then you have green that gives the context about the meeting with the client. Then you have purpose, or I would say the source, where you want your Copilot to look for your content, like the Teams chat or email or a document in your OneDrive. And then lastly, your expectation. To be specific, I think be consistent while you're prompting. Give more coherent about what you're asking. Be realistic and reasonable, and be creative and diverse. Following up on your prompts help you to collaborate with your Copilot to gain more useful, tailored response. And we want to keep that conversation going, right? It is impossible to always write the perfect prompt. So definitely follow up with more prompt until you reach the response that you're looking for. It's very, very helpful. And sometimes it helps to break down a task into multiple steps, the prompt tool. So you can verify each step that Copilot is being guided in the right direction. You need to think of a Copilot answer being similar to when you ask a coworker for help. The answer may not be perfect, but the first time, but you might need to explain your Copilot additional context, and sometimes the coworker doesn't know the answer, and the same can be true with the Copilot. So it has some similar flaws as a coworker, and it's important to know that as well. What are some best practice when you prompt? The first best practice is to relate it to all the points we touched on earlier. Try to include as much detail as you can, explain how Copilot should respond to fulfill your request and any specific information source Copilot should use. Here are 2 sample prompts forward. You can see the first prompt is pretty concise. It includes some information about what is the blog post should be about. And then we have second prompt which gives you more certain topics and details. There's a specific 1500 words count, mention of audience, focus on certain topic, but there's more expectation are defined in orange to include some real world examples to reputable sources, and the last sentence is to define conclusion of the blog post. You can try these 2 different prompts and compare the output You can expect like second prompt will be more aligned with your expectation, as it has some expectations set to Copilot and what to look for along with the goal and context. This is not necessarily a best practice, more of a preference. You can experiment with the order of your instructions. Share an example of prompt one where we just discussed, right? Now, the prompt two here, which gives you more context, and it also miss expectation. But if you're going to rewrite this similarly, you see now we have added the expectation. Like in the first prompt, you see we added three bullet points to generate, and in the second prompt, you have seen don't include any Disney attractions. So very important to discuss on a prompting. You must have a goal, you must have a context, you must have a source, and the expectations set so that Copilot gets you the results what you're expecting. For example, in the first prompt ends with an adding a phrase exactly how many bullet points, right? Similarly, you can look for getting response from a Copilot and set some real expectation that you're looking for. I mean, don't worry. The first prompt you try doesn't give you what you want. Just continue to expand on your prompts based off responses Copilot gives you, and to identify what areas did not align with your expectation and add that into the prompt can be one good workaround. But but what we're trying here is to get you a get you what you need. Is very important to set your prompt in. Again, I repeat, goal, context, source, and expectation is really can get you more good output, and also iterate and regenerate as you speak to your coworker. Sometimes he doesn't understand, right? Similarly, it goes through with the Copilot. You might need to teach a little bit and see how they respond by Copilot, and probably tweak it and reiterate and regenerate. Moving forward, if you go into the second prompt example, here we have looked at a different prompt example so far to demonstrate how to be detailed and specific when using Copilot. But let's break it down into throughout process into four categories. Right from the first, setting up the goal of getting a recipe. You got to figure out something out for dinner tonight, but there's a problem. You are actually new to cooking and you need an easy recipe to follow, and Copilot does not know these things, right? Which is why important to outline in your prompt. Say that your response Copilot will be very similar recipe. Hopefully you as a beginner cook and can follow along easily, and you can see some prompt that can end up with incorporate this context and additional information to help you guide us to response. Our next example here is technical one, where you are trying to learn a technical topic, something Copilot is actually great at, and explaining things in different ways. So try this next time when you want to learn something. Ask Copilot to explain it to you 5 years old, right? Sometimes you don't need to all that fancy terminology, just in very overly complex, but Copilot can simply it for you and get the basic across. If you go to your browser and navigate to www.microsoft.com/copilot, you would see like a two version, the work and the web. Feel free to hands-on previous prompts that we discussed. The first prompt is to summarize a team meeting with key information formatted nicely in tables, bullet points, notes. And the second one is to generate a template to help you take notes for a meeting. And this one is very generic, additional context to tailor to whatever meetings you're preparing for. And the last one is to summarize conversations on a specific topic. You can narrow down that Copilot uses into response by adding the time frame. In this case, it's 2 months, and also type of item. It's either conversations, team messages, emails, and whatnot. Additional hint to keep in mind. Let's wrap up our best practice for prompting with some additional tips and tricks. No Copilot's limitations. Copilot is improving by day, but still has many areas what is lacking. It's important to know what task Copilot is good at to help you boost your productivity instead of being stuck on a task and Copilot is unable to perform yet. And in relation to the freshness of Copilot, is unpredictable that come with the responses. It's possible for Copilot to make mistake, and be sure to verify the response is accurate in the provided reference. Now you can use quotation mark to be even more clear when trying to create, modify, replace piece of text. You can always start a new conversation by pressing or typing new topic. This is handy for switching tasks or clearing Copilot memory. And lastly, be sure to check out Copilot Lab. In Copilot Lab, there are many sample prompts that map to an Office 365 applications, and you can add it and make your own. How do you save your prompt? In the Copilot Lab, you can save your favorite prompts so you can find them at a later time. And there's a tiny bottom in the right corner which you see the view prompt section. It's very good to boost your productivity. Now in a Microsoft 365 chat, there's a chat history where you can navigate to previous conversations to view your past prompt and response from Copilot. Open for any questions. Do comment, do ask questions if you have any. I would try to answer them when I get a minute to look at. Thank you.